Hello everyone, and after the FA Cup last weekend, we're back into league action this weekend, and these are my upcoming championship predictions for Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Starting tonight at Ashton Gate with Bristol City versus Leeds. I think this is a real chance for Leeds to make a statement and get into the top two. Albeit for only 24 hours maybe. And they played a game or two more, but I think they're still a real threat for that second spot. And I think against mid-table opposition tonight, they'll go to Bristol with full of confidence and they will come out on top. I think it's going to be Bristol City 1, Leeds United 2. And on to the Saturday games. We start with Blackburn versus Queen's Park Rangers. Blackburn have had a real mid-season slump, and they're getting a bit too close to the relegation zone for their own good. QPR fortunately have been down the bottom regions all season. I think this is a good chance for Blackburn to get 3 much needed points on board, and I think they will come out on top in a fairly routine 2-0 victory. So it's Blackburn 2, Queen's Park Rangers 0 for that one. Huddersfield versus Sheffield Wednesday, a real Yorkshire derby with lots at stake here. Huddersfield, a 6-point gap at the moment over their local rivals. Sheffield Wednesday deep in the relegation zone. Huddersfield want to keep that gap. So I think they will. It'll be a tight game, not much in it, neither team desperately not wanting to lose. So I'm going to go Huddersfield 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. That brings us on to Hull versus Millwall. Hull on the edge of the playoffs most of the season, in the top 6 for periods of the season, so they still have a good chance, but they need to start putting some wins together. And here's the chance, I think, tomorrow afternoon to do that against Millwall. So I think the home form's been pretty good at Hull this season, so I think I'm going to go Hull City 2, Millwall 1. And next we have Norwich versus Coventry, 2 good footballing sides here. Coventry again having a good season, challenging in the top 6 as they did last year. Norwich flattering to deceive a little bit at times, some really good results and then some surprisingly poor ones. But I think there'll be a few goals about in this one. I'm going to go for Norwich City 2, Coventry City 2. Then we've got Preston versus Ipswich. Ipswich need to get back on track pretty quick after their FA Cup defeat last week to Maidstone. As much as we love the romance of the Cup, that was certainly a shock. So I think Ipswich will still, they're up there, they're near the top for a good reason. They're a good side. And I think they will go to a mid-table side in Preston and re-establish themselves as front runners at the top of the league. So I'm going to go Preston North End 0, Ipswich 2 for that one. Then next on to Rotherham and Southampton. Southampton unstoppable at the moment, really. They've had a really fantastic run, almost from before the clocks went back. So Southampton, full of confidence, going to Rotherham. It's never an easy place to go to for anybody, whether you're near the top or near the bottom. They'll certainly make it difficult for Southampton, but I think their confidence and current form will win the day. And I think it'll be Rotherham 1, Southampton 3. That takes us on to Stoke and Leicester. Leicester, the runaway leaders. 10 points clear at the moment. I don't think anyone's going to put a dent in their title aspirations. They're just a fantastic team for the Championship this season. They've kept the bulk of their squad together, as we know. And that's proven in their results. Stoke changed their manager. Hasn't really clicked in yet since they did that. But they're certainly capable side. But I think Leicester's superiority will win the day again, and it'll be Stoke 1, Leicester 2. A narrow win, but Leicester to take the points. Next we have Swansea versus Plymouth. 2 sides in the bottom half. Probably not much to play for, but you never can tell in the Championship, can you? I think a tight game here. Goals hard to come by. Going for a narrow win for the home team. Swansea 1, Plymouth 0. And then we have Watford and Cardiff. Again, 2 sides who still feel they have ambitions of the top 6, I guess. And why not? Both sides find goals hard to come by. Both sides make themselves hard to beat. So I don't see too many goals flying in here at Vicarage Road tomorrow afternoon. Another tight game, as most are in the Championship. I'm going to go Watford 1, Cardiff City 1. What were they playing then? Watford 1, Cardiff 1. And we finished the fixture list this weekend with 2 local derbies. Starting off with West Bromwich Albion against Birmingham City. Birmingham still can't get themselves away from that bottom area of the league. New manager still bedding in. So a local derby might just be what they need. So it's away at West Bromwich Albion. West Brom, again, got their sights firmly on the top 6. I think they'll take the spoils in this one, although they're always going to be tight games. Form goes out the window, all of that stuff in a local derby. So I'm going to say West Bromwich Albion 2, Birmingham City 1. And finally, but certainly last but not least, on Sunday we've got another local derby in the northeast, Middlesbrough versus Sunderland. Sunderland still bedding in with their change of manager also. Fans not quite in tune with him at the moment, but a good win last week hopefully helped that cause. But a tough one tomorrow. Middlesbrough will see this as probably one of their last chance saloons to get going, get their season back on track for the top 6. They've had a little bit of a slump and perhaps distracted by their League Cup run. So they need to put that out of their minds now and get back on it. And I think they will tomorrow. And I'm going to Sunday, and I'm going to go Middlesbrough 3, Sunderland 1 to complete this weekend's Championship fixtures. Good luck to all your teams. See you soon.